What's going on, y'all? Hey, this is my 1999 Dodge Ram 2500 Cummins turbo diesel. Just show y'all quickly, basic stuff I've done to it. They came with these plastic radiators, so of course, first thing, throw that off, put an aluminum radiator on. New serpentine belt, new alternator. You can see it down in there. It was an automatic truck when I got it, and so I bought an old farm truck exactly like it, extended cab, long bed. That way everything will work that I needed to make it a manual. So that old farm truck had a 5-speed manual in it, so I took the automatic out and used the bell housing, the drive shaft, everything, the dashboard panels. I'll show you. The plastic pieces in the center console, behind the shifter, use those out of the other truck. So, and then the plastic around the shifter, use that from the other truck. And only way you can tell this truck was ever an automatic is the dash. You see right there, it still has the park, reverse, neutral, drive, 2 and 3. Still has there's like a block off plate I could have took out of the other truck, but I didn't want to tear my whole dashboard out just to get that. It's just a blank block off plate where you don't have those letters and numbers in there for the shift indicator. And the column shifter is a block off plate from the other truck that I put in there as well. So that's where the shift handle column shifter was at. And I took the pedal assembly to put the clutch in out of the other truck. So, people make it seem like, oh, you can convert your automatic to a manual and just get the transmission. No, the best way to do it is to buy a whole beat up old farm truck somewhere exactly like your truck. And that way you have all the pieces, the clutch pedal pieces, the dashboard pieces, the console around the shifter. You need the drive shaft, belt housing. Like I said, and then you need a hydraulic system. It's a hydraulic clutch, so you need the hydraulic system out of the other truck. Here's the master cylinder for the clutch right there. And then it goes down to the slave cylinder, hooked to the bell housing. I mean, you need so many pieces to make your truck I hate when these guys just say, yeah, I converted my truck. I just got a transmission and bolted it up. No, you need 1 million parts. Trust me, I paid like $2,500 for the old farm truck. Truck was beat, crashed everywhere, motor blowing smoke out of everything. But the only thing good on that truck was the transmission, and that's what I needed. So I grabbed all those parts and pieces out of there. And the old truck had a title, so some guy gave me $1,500 for the old truck after I was done gutting what I needed out of it, just because it had a title. So he gave me $1,500 for it, so I got rid of it. I was gonna take it to the junkyard. So, in all, when it's over and done with, it cost me $1,000 to do it the way I did it, to convert this from automatic to a manual. And then with the automatics have less power. They're tuned down and they have a smaller turbo because the automatic transmissions are trash in these trucks from the factory. And they have an HY35 turbo. I bought another turbo over there, if you can see it right there. I bought the HX35, which is a little bit larger turbo. Put the HX35 turbo on it, and then I put the Edge tuner on so it can turn up the boost a little bit. And then the other Achilles heels on these trucks, you can't see it, it's down in there, but they have what they call a lift pump. It brings the fuel from the tank to the high pressure pump, which is down in here as well. You can just barely see the bottom of it. So the lift pumps fail, and when they fail, it starves the high pressure pump, and the high pressure pump gets hot and locks up, and that costs you like $2,000 for that pump, and it's like $300 for a good lift pump. So I put an Air Dog lift pump in there. And another thing these trucks have a problem with is that it's called a death wobble, where the steering shakes. It has a bad gearbox on the steering rack and pinion, but I put a reinforcement set kit I bought to reinforce the steering, so I have no death wobble. I cut the exhaust and put a 3-inch went from, I don't know if it was 3 or 3.5 inch, 3.5 inch exhaust to a 4 inch all the way down. And it comes over the axle and it dumps with a 6-inch dump right over the exhaust. Let's see if I can get you a shot of the, you can see the pipe right there. Let me show you so you guys can see. There's the 4-inch exhaust. And can't get a good shot of the dump right here, but yeah, I got that off, that exhaust off Marketplace. Guy was upgrading his truck, so I bought that 4-inch exhaust off him. And I was just, and I put a, of course, gooseneck hitch and airbags over the suspension. And I was just out here rotating my tires, checking my brake pads, doing my winter service. And of course, you can see back here, my wheel cylinder for the brakes is shot. It just brake fluid everywhere. So it ruined my brake pads. And this drum is just full of brake fluid. So I can clean that up. These pads are done. I need to get new pads and order a new wheel cylinder. Right here, these wheel cylinders go out and just put fluid everywhere. I knew something was going on with my brakes because all summer I was, fishing with my kayak here. And every time I go back to a loading dock, back down in and hit my park brakes weren't working good. It's because this park brake was full of fluid, and there's no way it's gonna give you any grip on your parking brake when it's full of brake fluid like that. All right, y'all, well, I put the little gauges in. This is from a low pressure pump, that Air Dog, and it normally reads at like 14 or 15 PSI idling. And then when I get on it, it goes down to about 11 at full throttle. You want your low pressure pump to stay above like 8 or 9 PSI to feed that big pump, your high pressure pump. So mine rides between like 15 at idle and 11 at full throttle. And here is a pyrometer, tells the temperature of the turbo. And that's just a boost gauge. Tell me, how much boost I'm putting out. And here's my switch right here for my edge tuner. It's just 3 positions. Position 1 is when you turn it off completely and just run off the stock tune. And then it basically has a low and a high setting on that edge tuner. And this one puts out about 28 PSI. That's all it puts out on that one. And it's an old truck, so I'm not gonna really try to turn it up, too crazy. But that pyrometer to tell the temp of the turbo is right here. I tap and drill. I drilled and tapped thread so I can screw this pyrometer into the intake manifold to tell me the temperature of the turbo. And that's just to save you feel like hauling a heavy load and you're going up a long hill on the highway. And you can, if your temperature on your pyrometer gets like over 1,000 degrees, that's when your turbo starts glowing cherry red. And you can either, to cool the temps down, you can slow down your speed, or you can turn your tune down, take some of that boost and fuel away from the motor, and it won't make so much heat. So either turn your tune down or slow your speed down if you're flying up a hill carrying a heavy load and your pyrometer's over 1,000 degrees. It's kind of not good. That's just the safe zone. It probably won't hurt nothing until you get to about 1,200 degrees. But anyway, that's the old 1999 F2500 Dodge. I've traded this truck to an old guy for straight trade, title for title, for I don't remember what year it was. I think it was a 04 Chevy 1500, little 6-cylinder, 4.3. And he wanted a basic truck grocery getter, and I need a truck I can, haul my other projects with. And we'll get into some of those later on. All right, y'all, have a blessed day. Peace.